Wind. Almighty. Strong. South wind. Heat. Burn this thing. In the name of Jesus. Satan, you bow your knee. You fall on your face. COVID-19. I blow the wind of God on you. You are destroyed forever. And you'll never be back. Thank you, our God. Let it happen. Cause it to happen.
Shalom, like give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash, like give abundance to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, stars, sincere brothers pushing his word out across the four corners of the earth. This lesson is going to this Edomite American televangelist by the name of Kenneth Copeland. And he's definitely set up by the higher ups to continue to pervert the gospel, to continue to lie on the scriptures, and continue to feed this false hope to our people. Because believe it or not, you have a lot of our people who are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans who are composed of the 12 tribes of Israel. You have a lot of our people who subscribe to the madness of this demon by the name of Kenneth Copeland. And this is from Wikipedia. It says Kenneth Max Copeland is an American televangelist and author associated with the charismatic movement. He runs the Kenneth Copeland Ministries based in Tarrant County, Texas. He has been identified as preaching the prosperity gospel. So just like these other hirelings who are teaching this prosperity gospel, they have these mega churches. They are all set up to continue to feed the people lies and to pervert the gospel of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. And this is Deuteronomy, the 13th chapter, and the first verse. If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder. So this guy, Kenneth Copeland, he presents himself as a prophet to the people. And let's get the word dreamer in the Hebrew.
Strong's H2492. Chalam.
It says kalam, and it says to dream ordinary, to dream prophetic, to dream of false prophets. And that's exactly what Kenneth Copeland is, and along with these other American televangelists and anyone that perverts the gospel of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Because he's set up, as it says from Wikipedia, he has been identified as preaching the prosperity gospel. And like I stated earlier, he's set up by the higher ups because they know who we are as a people. So he's bought and paid for to sell our people this false hope, having them believe in this so-called American dream, where they know the scriptures where it says that the Israelites were going to serve their captivity in America, known as Babylon the Great. They know this. And they know that we're only supposed to be serving our punishment for a certain appointed time. We did not come here to try to obtain this American dream or to live happily ever after. We came here to serve punishment from breaking the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. So if there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, let us go after other gods, which thou hast not known, and let us serve them. Because all these different Christianity churches and these Roman Catholic churches, they push that vibration of Jesus Christ. Jesus saves everyone. Anyone can be accepted. Anyone can receive salvation. And you already know they have the image portrayed of the Messiah as a so-called Caucasian. So the ones of our people subscribing to this madness, they are going after other gods. Verse 3, thou shalt not hearken to the words of their prophet or their dreamer of dreams. For the Lord your power proveth you to know whether you love the Lord your power with all your heart and with all your soul. So the ones of our people do not supposed to walk in the way of these false prophets. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai set up true prophets that's going to teach his words in truth and sincerity. As it says in the book of Jeremiah, the 23rd chapter, and I will set up shepherds over them which shall feed them. Feed you with what? The true understanding of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Ye shall walk after the Lord your power and fear him and keep his commandments and obey his voice. And you should serve him and cleave unto him. So this is the conclusion of guys like Kenneth Copeland and anyone in that league among him. And just for anyone teaching the Holy Scriptures perverted. And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he has spoken to turn you away from the Lord your power. Because these elites know exactly who we are. So the more they keep us astray from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, the longer they stay in rulership. It's simply and plain as that. So that's why they set up these different hirelings to continue to feed our people lies. So by our people believing these lies, trying to achieve this so-called American success, these Edomites who actually pull strings in the society, they can stay in this rulership forever. That's how they feel. And this has been going on for many years. And this is all systematically designed to keep us down as a people. So the more that we come back to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, we putting down those strongholds. And that's why this society is falling the way it is. So in that prophet or that dreamer of dreams should be put to death, because he has spoken to turn you away from the Lord your power, which brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to thrust thee out of the way which the Lord thy power commanded thee to walk in. So should thou put the evil away from the midst of thee. And by putting the evil midst from thee, by not adhering to the ways of these false prophets, and going by the way of the true prophets that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua has set up, as it says in the book of Luke, the 1st chapter, spake by the mouth of the holy prophets. So we supposed to be separate from these other false leaders, because we're going to give you the truth no matter what. No matter if you like it, no matter if you believe it or accept it or do not accept it. So you have this guy, Kenneth Copeland, who calls himself praying to the Heavenly Father, but in actuality, he's praying to Satan to heal this country from this so-called coronavirus COVID-19 hoax. But if you read into the scriptures, it clearly tells you that the Most High was sending scourges upon this earth for amendment. And you go into the word scourge, it goes into a dreadful affliction or devastation caused by pestilences or at the war. And that's the time frames where we are in, where Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is putting his spirit upon these Edomites to engineer biological warfare on the masses. But we know he's set up, but it's that act that he's doing. So this is Revelation 11 chapter and the 18th verse. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come in the time of the dead, and they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give a reward unto thy servants the prophets, the true worshipers of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, the ones that are going to follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth, and to the saints and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. And by default, we already know the so-called white men who are the biblical Edomites, they are the ones that are destroying this earth. I can go into various ways how they're destroying this earth. But just to link it up with this lesson, one way in particular how they are destroying the earth by setting up these false hirelings to corrupt the scriptures, to pervert the gospel, because they are not teaching the actual truth written in the scriptures. Because this guy, Kenneth Copeland, along with these other false leaders, are doing nothing but casting enchantments on the people, which are nothing but spells. So you caught into that well by believing this madness that you can obtain this so-called American dream, that you can live happily ever after in your captivity. The scriptures clearly tells us that this is not our rest. So these false prophets are nothing but sorcerers, magicians, witches. And we know by default in our law in the book of Exodus, the 22nd chapter, the Most High stated that he should not suffer a witch to live. So all these different false prophets, false leaders, all these different televangelists that's perverting the gospel, they are going to receive a harsh judgment from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. And it's blasphemy in itself for these Edomites to be touching the Holy Scriptures, because they are not holy. And the good thing about this, that this type of madness is about to end very soon, where you have Edomites reading from the Scriptures and trying to teach our people. As it says in the book of Sirach, the 10th chapter, that the power of the earth is in the hand of the Most High. So right now he gave that rulership to the so-called Caucasian race, who are the Edomites. So we are at the end of their rulership. So pretty soon we are not about to see things like this anymore. So you're going to see some more videos of this character, Kenneth Copeland, how he's going on a rant that he's praying for God to stop this coronavirus on the earth, mainly America. And he's calling this so-called virus Satan and the Destroyer. But we just read in Revelation 11 chapter, 18 verse, who the Destroyer is, these Edomites. So that's like the kettle calling the pot black. They have no right indeed to call somebody else Satan or a destroyer, because we know that they are averse by default from receiving any type of knowledge or understanding from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. That's why it says in the book of Hebrews, the 12th chapter, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau. You go into the word profane, it simply means outside the temple. So these Edomites can never receive salvation or never have the true understanding of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. That's why it mentions in Daniel, the 12th chapter, that none of the wicked shall understand. And who is the wicked? Pursuant to the book of Malachi, the 1st chapter, the Edomites. So it's kind of funny hearing him call this so-called virus Satan or the destroyer, and he's a minion of Satan himself. And with that, I hope you always edified. Shalom.
In the name of Jesus.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Standing in the office of the prophet of God, I execute judgment on you, COVID-19.
Oh, Ramash.
I execute judgment on you, Satan, you destroyer, you killer. You get out. We break your power. You get off this nation. I demand judgment on you. I demand a vaccination to come immediately.
Yes.
I call you done. I call you gone. You come down from your place of authority, destroyer. You come down and you crawl on your belly like God commanded you when he put his foot on your head in the Garden of Eden. You will destroy through COVID-19. No more.
No more. No more. No more.
Is finished.
Finished.
It is over. And the United States of America is healed and well again.
Oral used to fly airlines,
Right.
but even back there then, man, it got to the place where it was agitating his spirit.
Sure.
People coming up to him, he had become famous, and they wanting him to pray for him and all that. You can't manage that today.
Right.
This dope-filled world,
Right.
and get in a long tube with a bunch of demons.
Right.
How are you, sir? We'd just like to ask you about why you don't want to fly commercial. Why have you said that you won't fly commercial? You said that it's like getting into a tube with a bunch of demons. Why do you think that?
No, listen to me just a second. Not the people. The main reason is because of the need. If I flew commercial, I'd have to stop 65% of what I'm doing. That's really the main.
Isn't it true that you want to fly commercial so that you can fly in luxury? How much money did you pay for Tyler Perry's Gulfstream jet, for example?
Well, for example, that's really none of your business, but...
Isn't it the business of your donors?
Listen, I paid. You kind of caught me off guard here, okay? My wife thinks Inside Edition is, oh yeah.
Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did.